Then it shows you how you can change from being that way, and what it is that you need to do, that we need to do to change from being that way. So I'm gonna give a couple examples of what I'm talking about here, so I can be as transparent as possible. The reason why the Bible appears to not make any sense and not have any credibility, one, is because a lot of our church leaders, spiritual church leaders, has failed us. So that's one reason why the Bible and the church and the belief and faith of Yeshua's existence being real, has lost a lot of credibility. The second, so I'm doing what I'm able to do and what I've been sent to do to help build our faith, all of our faith, the people that has lost their faith and beliefs in Yeshua and the credibility of the Bible back up. The second reason is because when people don't understand and overstand the Bible with revelation, knowledge, and truth, in spirit and truth, he said, those that will worship my Father shall worship the Father in spirit and truth. So he has sent me in spirit and truth. And I know that's heavy to say. That's a lot to live up to. It's just that right now it's necessary to be done. This is the right appointed time. And so the second reason why the Bible doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people is not only they don't read it in spirit and truth so that they can under and overstand it, but also because when you look at it, it appears to be contradictions, because the Bible in itself is a good book and a bad book. The reason why it is a good book and a bad book is because it is a reflection of people's nature, and people's nature is what? Good and bad. People's nature is a good nature and a bad nature. People naturally, the foundation of the world is based on contradictions, good and bad, good nature and bad nature together. So the Bible is a good book and a bad book because it is a good book and bad book that is designed to show good and bad people that has a good nature and a bad nature themselves, so that we can see a clear, literal, clear picture of ourselves. Now, this is not what the slave master has taught me. This is not what the slave master has taught me. This is not regurgitated information that has been passed down to me that I'm just repeating or regurgitating, such as so many other people that are teachers of the Bible, that has taught the Bible. I am not one of them. I have been set aside and I'm different. Now, for necessary reasons. Now, I am Native American. That means that I have an African bloodline that came of a part of a tribe of Africans or Kemetics that traveled here to America, that were not enslaved, that traveled here to America as a free tribe of African people, as a free tribe of Kemetic people. So when we're talking about the ancestors or ancient Kemet and that spiritual system, I know about that spiritual system. I'm familiar with that bloodline. I'm familiar with that tribe of people, that kind of people, because that's the bloodline that I have in me, where I come from. So I am a free man of Kemet or African descent, that comes from a tribe of Kemetics, Africans that traveled here as free people. So no Bible or Bible teachings were passed down to me from any slave master. So my mind, my soul, my spirit, me as the spirit, the soul, and mind, is a free person, a free being. I am a divine being and person, teaching you the Bible in its correct and proper order and format, in spirit and in truth, so that we who do not under and understand it can come into the revelation and knowledge of properly under and understanding it, so that we can use it and apply it to our lives and find out who we truly are and how we should truly be and carry ourselves in this world, in this society, and be successful and live a healthy, well-balanced life. Now, back on point. The Bible is technically right and morally right, and technically wrong and morally wrong. It shows you an illustration of all four depictions. It depicts scenarios and stories with people that are in it, that existed, where the whole full scope of it is showing you that you can be morally right. Something morally right is different from what's morally wrong. Something that's morally right is different. Something that is something that is technically right is different from something that is morally right. Something that is morally right is different from something that is technically right. You see? And this is where the revelation through simplicity comes in. I'm going to give you an example. Being transparent. If a person is living with you and you're helping them out, you're lending them a helping hand, they're having a hard time getting on their feet, they just need some help. Let's say they're doing certain things in your house that you don't agree with. Such as they're sleeping on the couch. You tell them, you need to get up off the couch. I don't want you sleeping on my couch. And they say, but wait a minute, man. I just want to sleep on the couch because I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm already having a hard enough time as it is. Can I please just sleep on your couch? Then the person who owns the house and the couch says, well, I already undid enough for you as it is by letting you live in my house, rent free, giving you a place to live, to rest your head until you get on your feet. I don't want you sleeping on my couch. You can sleep on the floor, and you should be satisfied and grateful for that. Now, the person that says that may feel that he or she is right and not wrong. Why? Because technically they are right. Because that's their house. Technically, they can tell the person that they're helping out with just what they just said and not be wrong. Technically, because that's their house. Now, the person who's told to get off the couch and that they should sleep on the floor and that they should be grateful for that because they're already being helped enough as it is by staying in the person's house for rent free would say that's morally wrong. And guess what? They're right also, because that is morally wrong for that person to treat them like that. So the person who's been told to get off the couch and to lay on the floor could say, well, man, what you doing is wrong. I know you helping me out. I appreciate you letting me stay here rent free until I get on my feet. But hey, you shouldn't treat me like this. You just let me sleep, man. Can I please just sleep on the couch? Because my back is hurting. I've been working all day and I don't want to sleep on the floor. That person saying that is morally right. That's a moral, ethical, right stance. You see? So those are the differences. I'm going to give you another example. Say a person sitting in the chair. Say 3 people, 4 people sitting in the living room chilling. Say one person gets up out of their chair, goes to the kitchen. Then while that person is in the kitchen, another person comes into the room and sits down in that person's chair. That person that just went into the kitchen's chair. The person that's in the kitchen comes back for his seat or her seat and says, hey, that's my seat. I was sitting there. The person that's now sitting in the chair says, well, hey, there's no names on the chair, man. You lost your seat. Or there's no names on the chair, girl. You lost your seat. Ain't nothing I can do about it. It's my seat now. I'm sitting in it. You see? The person that took the other person's seat, that's sitting in the seat, is technically right. You see? The person that came back for his seat or her seat could say that that's morally wrong. You see? The person that's coming back for their seat could say, well, hey, you're technically right that I did get up out of my seat And now you're in my seat. I mean, now you're in the seat. So the seat is yours, technically. But morally, that's wrong. May I please have my seat back? You see? So those are just two simple examples to give an illustration of what the Bible is and does, and what it's showing us with what appears to be contradictions, because technically they are contradictions. But overall, morally, for what Yeshua, who is real, came to establish is morality versus technicality. Morality outweighs technicality. You see? And this is the problem. This is where we get the good nature and bad nature from.